Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. In this video, I'm going to be showing you guys what I do at the beginning of every month and at the beginning of every week to prepare for the upcoming days. But before we get started with that, I also want to go over the tasks I do throughout every week to keep myself on track and make sure everything that needs to get done gets done. So on Mondays, I deep clean my dorm and refill all of my medications, so I have a clean environment to start every weekend, and I don't have to worry about going through all of my pill bottles every day to get my meds. And then I do my T-shots on Tuesday because it is a weekly shot, and it's easier to remember since it's alliterative, T-Day, Tuesday. And then Wednesdays for me are laundry days because my classes end earlier on Wednesdays, and that's also when a lot of people aren't in the dorm, so the washers and dryers are usually free. And then for Saturdays, I do a weekly goal check-in and journal to really reflect on the previous week and decide what to focus on for the upcoming week. And I review my due dates for the upcoming week to really prepare myself for what's to come and make sure everything's planned out in a way that makes sense. And then at the beginning of every month, I reset my whiteboard calendar for the new month. I plan for any sabbats that are occurring this month. This month is the spring equinox, which I'll be home for, so I'm doing a lot of my preparation there and not in my video. I also change my sheets so they don't get too dirty or anything. And then I clean all of my devices to get rid of all the grime that builds up through the week or through the month. And then I do my monthly budget and fill my T-shots. Since today was the first day of the week and the first day of the month, I did things in a bit of a different order than I usually do. So I started by changing my sheets and then making my bed in kind of one step. I also picked out my sheet colors to really go with the vibe of spring, since spring is coming up soon this month, which is why I went with a lighter colored pair of sheets with a hint of green. You may also notice that I didn't put a top sheet on my bed, and I usually don't with these sheets because since they're satin, the top sheet tends to slide off a lot and also doesn't keep me that warm, so I just opt for my blanket. I was also feeling not the best that day, so if you see me laying down or anything, I was just tired. After I make my bed, I make the little bed I have on my floor, which is where I lay down when I don't feel like getting fully in bed but still want to take a nap during the day, and it's just a pregnancy pillow and a weighted blanket that I straighten up. After that, I vacuum the entire dorm, and I have to use the vacuum owned by my dorm building because my roommate insisted we wouldn't need a vacuum. And this vacuum actually is the worst vacuum ever. I think it was made 100 years ago, and I still haven't figured out how to empty the dust tray or anything, and I can only use it for 30 minutes every time I check it out. So after vacuuming, I clean the toilet, which is by far my least favorite part, and I don't know how, but every single week it gets so dirty and so grimy, and I absolutely hate it. And I don't know how it happens because I'm never in the dorm, but if I don't clean it, no one will. After that, I scrub the sink and clean the soap dish because it also accumulates so much soap throughout the week. Don't know how that happens. And our sink gets so gross. Also don't know how that happens. But yeah, so this is just me scrubbing out the bowl and the counter and everything. sink, I clean all of the mirrors. We only have two in our room right now, just the one over the sink and this one on our bathroom door. So I wipe all of those down once and then wipe them again to get rid of any additional residue. Then I wash the dishes. This week there weren't any dishes other than my water bottle, which I clean once a week, because I just use it for water, but I still like to clean it to make sure like my lip gloss or something isn't accumulating on it. And after I wash the dishes, I wipe down the counter just to clean up any water I got on the counter while washing. Next up, I clean my desk off so I have a clean workspace for the week. So I just take everything off and then wipe it down with a Clorox wipe and put everything back. After cleaning off my desk, I take out the trash and the recycling to the chute down the hall. Next, I spray the entire room, including the bathroom, with air freshener. After that, I reset my whiteboard. And each time I reset my whiteboard, I try to pick colors that match the month. So since this month was March, I went with mostly greens and yellows for my board for the overall theme. After picking out my colors, I went through and did my little designs and numbered everything in a cute little pattern. After all the fun designing, it was time for the hard part, so I had to fill in all of my activities for the month, and birthdays and like special events happening. this was the finished product of the whiteboard. Next up, I cleaned off all of my devices to get rid of the grime. I also had to clean off the keyboard cover on my MacBook this month because I spilled food on it earlier that day. After that, I filled all of my little tea shot kits for the month so I wouldn't have to worry about the day of the shots. Next up, I refilled my meds for the week. After refilling my meds, it was time for all of my online/administrative tasks. So I started off with cleaning out all of my emails, which I have quite a few of, unfortunately. Next up, I went over my budget for February to see how much I spent and where I typically spent it, to figure out which areas I needed to cut back on and decide how to better allocate my money. And then I added my monthly budget and planned out any big purchases I need to make this month. Next up, I planned for the spring equinox a little bit. Like I mentioned before, I don't have my altar in the dorm, but I'll be home for the spring equinox, so most of the planning will come there. But I did plan out the outfit I want to wear because I'm gonna have to bring clothes home, and I went over the spell for my Austera pouch that I'm gonna make when I'm at home. And after everything was done, I made myself some tea as a reward. And it was actually so delicious. I don't think I'd had this tea yet, but with the wildflower honey, it was absolutely amazing. finished off the day reading the book for my book club with my cup of tea. So that was my weekly/monthly reset vlog. Thank you guys so much for watching. Love you all. Bye.